Might travel, love to cruise, love to ramble. Might travel, here we go, adventure calls.
Hey!
I bet all of you are singing along now, that song. It's getting on a bit.
It's annoying.
You should know the words by now.
Bless you. Hello, everybody.
Hey, how's everybody doing this Sunday evening? The snow is melting.
Oh, it's been a manic week. Manic, bear with.
Oh, he's gone. Well, we're so sort of interested tonight that we are going to be looking at Marella Discovery 2. We had a discussion a few weeks back, but it's certainly been in the news a lot more. Recent problems with Marella. Now, because we're going on Discovery 2, we are sort of focusing in mainly on Discovery 2, but we also were brought to our attention the Ripoff Britain program this week. And we are going to have a look at some of the issues that were brought up on Ripoff Britain. And that was regarding Explorer 2. But before we do that, do we want to get a few hellos out the way and a few shout-outs?
Do it. So let's start off with our shout-outs for this evening. So the first one I'm going to say is a big shout-out to a very close dear friend of mine. I'll just use the name DJ, who lost his mother this week. So if you are watching, really thinking about you. Mwah. Who else have we got to shout out for?
Channel members, of course.
Oh, bear with. Let's pop it up.
Yeah, our channel members. We run a channel membership on YouTube, and these are our wonderful members who help give us additional support, which is really appreciated and helps keep the channel growing. So a big thank you to everybody listed on here. We love you all and so grateful for the help that you give us.
And can I just quickly say big news this week?
Yeah,
we have our first-time cruisers, Dan and Sarah, going on their Caribbean cruise.
It is nearly here, Dan and Sarah. I'm sure they must be watching tonight because I know how excited they are, because it is days away now. And me. Yeah. And of course, they're going on Discovery 2. So hopefully we will reassure them about some of the things that are being said about Discovery 2 and Marella in general. But we'll come to those. We've got lots of comments.
What's she doing?
To make, she's trying to bury something. Sorry, we got the dog here. She's
a
bit.
Turn it round.
Come and say hello.
Oh,
there we are.
She's in there.
You're going to say hello. Hello, everyone.
She's doing my head in. She's in the corner kicking off. Turn it around a bit.
She normally sleeps when we're on stream, don't she? But
come on.
She got the devil in
her
her
this professional, evening. Right, okay, so where are we? Let's have a little look. See who's in the room. We have got Andy and Georgie Fisher.
Hey,
hello,
Andy
guys.
and Georgie. I hope the snow's thawing. I know they've had it bad. I think it took Andy 2 hours to get home the other day, so not good.
Are you taking the mic?
What?
I almost didn't get home the other day. It was a nightmare. It absolutely destroyed the rail, bless. It was horrible for everybody, passengers and crew.
What made me laugh, though, you got stuck in Crewe, but you got all the way from Crewe and then got stuck in Telford and you couldn't get any further.
Telford was really bad. Telford was hit really bad. Like, she's going down. Sorry, she's doing my head in. She's going down.
Why don't you give her a bone?
No.
That'll keep her happy for a while.
She's ruining the live.
Give her a bone.
She's ruining the live. I'm not having it. Done with it. Right. Okay, who else we got in the room? We have got Cruise Girls, mates.
Hey,
hello.
Cruise
Good
Girls.
evening, guys.
Doing?
Happy New Year to you both. I'm looking forward to any information on Marella Cruises before we book our next one. Right. Before we go on, just be mindful that today is about positives and negatives. There's going to be quite a few negatives because, as Mike said earlier, Ripoff Britain, thanks to John Freeman for bringing it to our attention, Ripoff Britain featured Marella especially with being quite, and put it in quite a bad light. And I think we need to clear a few things up with this.
Well, we've been on 3 cruises with Marella and we have loved every cruise. And what I will say is that when we went on our first cruise with Marella in 2022, there were bad reviews about then, and we went on our cruise and we absolutely loved it and fell in love with cruising with Marella. And we've been on 2 more with them and had fantastic times. So we're a little bit worried because we're going back on Marella. It'll be 2 years almost when we go back on in June. And we're a little bit worried about some of the things that we're hearing. So hopefully some people, I know some people that are here are going to be on recently. all the comments that were made on one of our posts on the Facebook page, there are mixed, good and bad, and I think we need to go through some of those, which we will do shortly. But we are happy to take questions and answers, and we'll try and save 10-15 minutes at the end to get some questions and answers.
But can we just put a disclaimer out that our opinions are our opinions? Doesn't mean that they're yours. We're not trying to push you in a certain direction. It's just we will be truthful about what we've experienced, and we hope you guys will as well. So let's move on quickly to Dan and Sarah at Talk of the Devils.
There they are.
How do you both? Good evening, fellow viewers. Oh, bless them.
Do you know, I know it's very soon. I've forgotten the actual day that you go. But I know it's very soon. But evening to you both. We're so excited for you.
In my head, and I don't know why.
I don't know. I had Tuesday in my mind, but I don't know.
Let us know when you go in. Right, Donna Cooper. Hello, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Hey there,
How you
folks.
doing?
Stephen Brown's in. Even everybody. Charlie Gilnut, so Noah's in. Hi,
Hey,
guys.
Noah.
Looking forward to tonight's chat following recent worrying reports.
We're going to get to the bottom of that.
We are. John Freeman's in the room. Hello, John. Off to get a topper.
Oh, I got hot chocolate. I'm so cold.
You've almost smashed that already in one
Oh,
go.
no, but it is lovely. Salty caramel with odds.
I've got honey and lemon. I'm not
Nice.
sick. I just like it. Right, where are we? Georgie
Oh, we need
Fisher.
to wind these up quick.
Yeah, sorry. Georgie Fisher
Hi,
again. Just
Georgie.
put G. Hi, Georgie. Patsy Seams in the room.
Hey, Patsy.
Evening, everybody.
Good evening.
John and Paul's Travels. Hello.
John and Paul, good evening, guys.
Kev Hines. Hello, Kev. How are you,
Hi,
mate?
Kev.
Good evening. Shaky Jakes. Hey, lads.
Hey,
How are you
Shaky.
doing?
How's life?
Nikki Roberts. Hello,
Hi,
Nikki.
Nikki.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening to you.
Jacqueline McKimpsey.
Hey,
Good
Jacqueline
evening from
and
me,
Noel.
Noel.
How
Oh,
you
bless her.
doing? Good to have you with us.
Beck Shep. Okay, it's a new one on me. I've seen that one before. So good
Good
evening.
evening
I'm
to
with
you.
you both. Thank goodness
yeah,
the
we're
snow
so
is
happy
gone.
the snow's gone. Look
Well,
who's
to be
back.
fair though, you say that, but our street is still like ice. It's like slush of ice. It's horrible. I hate it. Good evening to Georgie. Hello, Georgie. Billy Blacklocks is in the room.
Billy, good evening.
The hangover's definitely gone. Yes, it won't be coming back for a very long time. Which I hardly ever.
Till
Do.
the next time.
It's stupid though because I don't drink at all. I only ever drink now and then on a live, and if I go out, I never drink usually, and on a cruise, which is virtually all the time. Shaky Jakes, no hangovers this week. I hope no, we're all good. Carol Hobson.
Hey, Carol.
Good evening,
Good
guys.
evening to you.
And Mills Travel Adventures. Good evening, guys. Right, we'll stop it there for a second. We'll do more comments in a
Yes.
moment. I think it's time
Yeah.
we started off with.
Oh, there's only a couple of hellos left, so you might as well finish those last. I think there's only two, isn't there?
No.
No? Okay. Sorry.
There's all those.
Sorry. Well, hi, everybody.
We will come back to you, don't worry. 'Cause we're
I
gonna
do want to
split
just
it
do a
into
couple of updates, though. Can you just bring up, firstly, this? Can I just say an update on the Marella Fleet Complete badges? I've pushed them out again lately, just advertising the badges, and there's been quite a few responses again. So it is, I think, important for us every now and again to put these out. We have raised enough money from the third lot of badges that went. They have nearly all gone, and we have got enough money to get the next lot of 50 badges, and that includes the postage with them as well. So if you have been on every one of Marella ships and you would like a Fleet Complete badge, then just send us an email, and we'll put it's midatravel@icloud.com. We'll put that up in a bit later at the end. Then let us know. And also we have got about another £30 to donate to Macmillan. So that brings us about over £100 now that we've donated from the badges to Macmillan Cancer Support.
Yes. So, right, Michael, Facebook.
Yes.
There was
Yes.
a Facebook post that went out by us about basically the complaints and stuff. And Michael has, in his infinite wisdom...
Should we do Ripoff first?
You want to do that first?
I think we should do
Okay.
Ripoff first.
So for those
No.
who didn't see it, let's just quickly explain to you. Ripoff Britain featured two complainants. To be fair, I'm going to say the one was quite horrific. Two complainants on there, and they were heavily featured on Explorer 2.
This is on Explorer 2.
Yeah, and the first one, if anyone didn't see it, was basically they had food waste pipe burst above their heads in their room and covered them in what looked like poop. It was horrific, and it
Should
did
we
look
show
really
some
bad.
pictures?
Yes, let's do that.
Let's show the leak. The first one doesn't show it too bad. It just shows, but it doesn't show the colour that actually landed on the bed. that comes in the next one. You've got to go, I think, scroll. There we go. So that is actually what ended up on. I'm glad. I hope I wasn't sleeping on the left side.
You would have been.
Oh, I would have been.
you
That's
would have
my
been, yeah.
side, isn't it? Oh my God, you'd have laughed, wouldn't you? I'd have been horrified because I thought it was poo.
I thought it was poo.
It was horrible.
I thought the sewage pipe.
Yeah.
Oh my word! I can't even cope. And they said it stunk that bad as well.
And what we can't understand was it was over all their suitcases. Perhaps they had the suitcases under the bed, obviously, didn't they? It was all over clothes because on top of this, they sent the clothes. Well, I will say how Marella tried to remedy it. We'll come to that in a minute. But yes, this is absolutely horrendous. But I think this is just bad luck.
Yeah, because you could get this on a brand spanking new ship.
Any ship, things can go wrong. And I think I do feel sorry for the people that were in that bed when it happened. And I do think they should have been, sort of
heavily compensated.
Because what happened as well was Marella sent their clothes off to be cleaned, and they shrunk them. Quite a few of their clothes were shrunk.
And they can't blame the food on the cruise. They actually shrunk their clothes.
Yeah.
It was quite bad.
Yeah. Shall we just show... and then moving on. So we do feel very sorry about those people, but I think it was something that is not going to happen to probably anybody else.
No.
It was just unfortunate, and these unfortunate incidents happen. But there was another couple on there that were moaning about other things.
Well, first things first, I think we can all relate to this. Everybody's been on a Marella ship, and at some point, some maintenance somewhere has been happening. Now, we've had it before. Now, Michael, I can say to you, every single Marella cruise ship we've ever been on has not had aircon in the rooms. You've got a bit of thing in your moustache there. Has never had aircon in the room. And we've just sort of dealt with it. We've found ways to keep ourselves cool. So things do go wrong. They are older ships. Maintenance needs to happen, right? Go on.
No, sorry. I will say as well, when this happened to this couple, Marella did move them to another cabin.
Are you on about the
yes, the
food
people
waste?
that
Okay,
had the
I'm
food
talking
waste.
about maintenance.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, sorry. I just thought that we didn't say that they were moved to another. Oh, look at that down the walls. That's horrendous, isn't it?
That's normal for a Marella cabin.
Don't say that.
No,
it's not. So they were moved to another room. Their laundry, even though it was messed up, was taken to be cleaned. So I don't think Marella could have done any more. And just to settle now, they were compensated. I think they were compensated a week of their holiday.
I don't think that's enough, personally.
Personally, I don't.
I think it should have been a full refund and another cruise. I think because what they went through must have been horrific. You're
going to struggle to get that.
Well, if you remember,
struggle to get anything.
If you remember rightly, though, they were also trying to claim on personal items, and Marella were reticent to refund those. I think eventually they did get the full amount. I'm not too sure, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy fight for them.
And fully deserved by them. It was a horrendous thing to happen, but I think we're not worried about something like that to us. You're going to be, you got more chance of winning the lottery, probably.
Yeah, these things are very rare, unless you're John Freeman, and these things happen because I know that John had very not similar issues, but I know he had sewage plumbing issues in the bathroom, and they did not. Yeah. They did not assist.
I mean, these things are going to happen. It's not. They're older ships on the Marella fleet, and you're going to get the odd problem. We've never had a major problem, and I'm sure most people that go on haven't. But yeah, going back to your maintenance, do you want to show a picture?
Yeah. So obviously, leading on to that, those pipes, they can't be seen. People wouldn't have been able to probably have seen any issues within those pipes to know that needed maintenance. But maintenance happens on ships all the time. And to be fair, I quite like the fact that they're maintaining the ships. The ships are constantly being used. It's not often they go in for things, so they have to maintain them while they're on the move. Now, the next couple that complained were complaining about maintenance issues. The fact that they saw this, for example, just some cables. Now, bearing in mind, that isn't safe, obviously, because usually cables should be taped down and they should be visible.
I think there should be. I mean, it's not clear from here whether there is a warning sign either side to beware of the cables, because it is a tripping hazard. So that is not ideal. But again, I think it's something that you're not going to probably come across on your cruise. It's, you know, maintenance sometimes involves having to have wires down.
But can I say, that wouldn't have been the whole cruise. That would have probably been down for about 20 minutes to probably half an hour.
Yeah.
There was no way on earth Marella as a company, even that might have just been them laying it before they taped it. There was no way on earth from health and safety Marella would actually do that and put passengers at risk. And that which leads me on to the next slide, which to me is not a problem. I have seen panels down many times because if they need to access something, they'll take the panel off. To take a photograph of a panel off, they're almost trying to say that that is how it was constantly through the cruise. Now, I don't want to say that they're lying. I'm not saying they're lying at all. This must have been very rubbish for anyone on board, but I do not believe that would have
I mean, it's unsightly, but like you said, if they're doing work there and they've taken the panel down and they've still got to come back and do more work on it, do they need to put the panel back up if they go away from it? I mean, we've seen panels off and it's not bothered us, has it? We've
not at all.
You know, it's on the sort of walkway of your cabin. It's
don't get me wrong. If that was how it was the whole cruise and there's panels everywhere and it just looked disheveled, yeah, I'd be saying this is not right. But it leads me on to other things as well. So this, for example, now I'm not sure whether this is the actual couple or whether this is just the way the TV show is trying to present Marella to look really bad. They stated that the food service was really bad. And then they put this picture up. Now, I'm sorry, that is not a meal given from a restaurant. That is in the buffet. That is done by themselves. There's no way on God's earth that any company, whether it is the most budget company to the most high-end company, would serve a meal like that. That is from the buffet.
I will say though, Dave,
Go on.
I thought this was clearly buffet, but then in one of these comments that somebody had put was they were quite shocked that one of the options in the main dining room for dinner one night was sausage and mash.
Okay, but let me stop you there, because the main dining room menu always mirrors the buffet.
Yeah.
If you look, the main dining room menu is what is in the buffet.
Okay, but usually better standard.
Yes,
obviously presented.
It's served to you. Yes.
I mean, personally, I think this is off the buffet because you can see where people have served the gravy on.
I know it's on the buffet because when it's in the dining room, there's a tablecloth.
Yeah,
that's just a table. That's the buffet.
Yeah,
it's 100% the buffet.
So I think that the fact that they presented the food being really bad, these people had obviously take a picture of that if you've served it yourself from the buffet.
And this is the thing. This is why I feel like there's been a little bit of an assassination on Marella here by Ripoff Britain. Not saying the actual complainants, because they probably had very valid complaints. I think by the TV program, they have tried to paint Marella in slightly a bad light.
I think so, and I don't think this gives a true representation of the food that is available, because if you don't like the food one place, you go somewhere else and eat in future. I mean, we love Vista, don't we, on Marella ships?
Yeah.
We've not tried Piccadilly yet, but we do love Vista.
But quickly jumping back onto quality as well, they were trying to palm this off as the cocktail level on the ship. Now, being Marella goers, very well know, we know that's a pool deck glass. It's probably plastic, and you can see someone in shorts with sandals.
Yeah.
They try to palm this off. And again, I don't think it's the actual complainants. I think this is actually Ripoff Britain, that this is the standard of cocktail that you're getting on Marella. It is not. Please, ladies and gentlemen, believe me, it is not the standard you'll get. We don't work for Marella at all, but it has crushed us slightly to see it get absolutely slated the way it did.
And I mean, this was the Ripoff Britain is just the start of it. And I mean, something else that came to us was an email of somebody that had recently been on Discovery 2. And it was quite shocking what they put, but we'll show you the notes in that email in a minute and some of the concerns that have been raised. Do you just want to bring up the next one? Right, I don't know if you can see this, but this was written to us by somebody, and I really appreciate them writing and letting us know, because we do like to hear good and bad, and try and equal things out, because no matter when you go cruising, who you go cruising with, if you go and check reviews, you will find good and bad on every cruise ship. So this one particularly, they'd been to the Caribbean on Discovery 2. So the wine was awful, the worst they'd ever had. Now, I have to say, we had the premium package the first time we went with Marella, and I was disappointed with the wine. Mainly, not the standard, the taste of it, but I was disappointed with the choice, that there was very limited choice. You only had a choice of about 3 extra wines, I think.
Do you remember on Discovery, it was always warm?
Yes.
They never pre-chilled the wine. It was always warm. It was horrible.
I mean, after a while, they knew what we wanted and they chill it before. But yeah, our first experience, and this, we're going back to 2022, it wasn't the best wine. So that to me hasn't come as a surprise. And I do think Marella should look at what they offer on their wine list, because I do think the wine choice is pretty poor anyway.
But I thought Voyager was a lot better. They had a Savvy B on there. They had a Pinot on there.
But you still didn't have a great deal of choice if you paid the extra for the premium.
No, and this is what I'm saying. On Voyager, we weren't premium. No. And I found that our choice was probably a little better than it was on Discovery 2.
Again, it might vary slightly from ship to ship. So the next one, cocktails being reduced dramatically. So I presume that's the choice and the amount of cocktails. Now, we haven't seen an up-to-date booklet of the drinks for this year, but it will be interesting. And when we go on Discovery 2, we are going on in June, we will be able to look at the choice of cocktails and see whether there has been a massive reduction since we were last on there. I will say with the cocktails that we were always quite happy with the choice of cocktails, weren't we? But one thing we did learn very quickly with Marella was that they didn't measure things properly. And so the cocktails weren't always the best quality. So what we started to do, and it's worked much better for us, is we ask for a mocktail and then we order spirits. And we then add the spirits to the quantity that we want to. And that worked a lot better for us. But I don't think there's a massive issue on the cocktails, or there wasn't. And we last cruised with Marella in July 24. So been a little while, but not sort of ages ago. Food choice in the buffet was terrible. Now, a lot of choices, and this is Discovery 2, a lot of comments on here also mention about the buffet, the food being quite poor. I think that they've reduced the number of options you can have. And I think they've also, the complaint was the food is only lukewarm. And so that's a bit.
I think that's going to be dependent again on which time you go, isn't it? I mean, we were always very early to buffets, so we found the food to be fine. But I would imagine that if you go later on, they just start regenerating it, and you're probably not going to get the best quality.
Yeah, no, we were always lucky because breakfast, lunch, or dinner, if we went, although we didn't usually use dinner, do we? I don't think we've ever used a buffet for dinner. Late night snacks, but we've always found the best time to go.
Clear throat.
Best time to go to the buffet is certainly as early as possible, and then you've got more choice. Things haven't been slopped around all over the place, because that's the other issue, of course, is people's habits and people's behavior in buffets. They do tend to slop it all over the place. And
Mike's trying to do his sexy voice, by the way.
Almost my Barry White voice. Going on down the list, the restaurant upselling. Now, I've heard this from a few sources as well. And it's a shame if they've started pressurizing people to try and upgrade in the main restaurants.
But I said to you when they introduced Piccadilly that this is not the sort of route I want them to take, because Piccadilly is the same. It's in a main deck restaurant. It's an all-included restaurant with surcharges. And when you see surcharges, this is where they get you. You have mediocre food and a couple of nice things that you've got to pay for. Yeah. And that's pointless. What's the point in having signature restaurants if you've got to pay in the free restaurants? I don't agree with it. I don't like it.
No, I don't get. Surely, if you want lobster or you want steak, you go to the surf and turf, because it just makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I don't like the whole idea if they are starting to pressure. If anybody's been on the ships and can answer that, because I imagine if the trying to get you to upscale in the main dining room is probably, there's also a lot of it going on in other areas of the ship, such as the spa and various other places. So that would be interesting to know. We've had this one before, toilet paper.
Yes.
It's now 1 ply.
See, the problem is with toilet paper, though, is it because they're cost cutting or is it because they have got older systems on board? And I know that when we were on there the first time with Mark and Jack, their whole row had a toilet block issue where they wouldn't flush because of something to do with the toilet paper. Now, is it because of that or is it because they're just trying to cut charges? I don't know. Cut costs.
I think it's probably a mixture of both. I personally can't see why
they needed those
would
two
have
new
1
ships.
ply.
They needed those 2 new ships because I do think now that we're starting to see a little bit of wear and tear on these older ships.
I have to say, though, we have heard this 1 ply before, but I've not seen it on any of the negative reviews that I've been researching, apart from this and past knowledge of somebody mentioning it. So I've not actually seen it on any other than negative reviews that I've seen. But again, that's something that we will certainly have a look at when we're on the ship in June.
See, this one here is really, really bugging me. The rooms later on letting it clean. Now, I think the best thing on a Marella cruise ship is always the cabin stewards. They have always been amazing.
Certainly something that you couldn't fault. And certainly the fact that they not only do the clean during the day, but you also get a turn down service. A lot of cruise ships do not do that evening turn down service. And I think it's something that really, for Marella, is a standout point. You know, we love going back in the evening and the bed's turned down, chocolate on the bed and a bit of towel art. And I think it's a shame if they move the way that some of the other cruise lines have done, because the cleaning and the cleaning staff, the attention given to your cabin has always been superb on any cruise.
Well, that says to me that they're reducing staff in that area because that means they're taking longer to do it. And that's not good.
So is that due to staff reductions?
What we got here, we've been on Marella for years and have switched. The last point we waited for carvery meat. They cut 2 tiny pieces. They were not for the bird. So basically they're cutting back on what looks like their meat. But again, I think this is going to be dependent on the chef, probably dependent on the ship. I've never. Oh no, we did have a carvery once, and it was horrific. Do you remember the chicken?
We'll show a picture of that in a bit because we haven't got much negative to say.
No,
but you are occasionally going to get food that you're not going to like. It's only really happened to us twice, hasn't it? The chicken, which we will show you in a minute, and the apple pie in the main dining room on Discovery. But we also. They had the same apple pie when we went 2 years later on Explorer, and it was as bad. So we're putting that down to the type of apple pie that they order in. Do you want to show this chicken that we had?
Yeah. Here we go.
Hold on. It's a video. I thought I'd done a picture.
No, you've got nothing here.
Don't play it all then. We'll just play you a little bit of the video.
It's 80, yeah. Oh,
right. This was in the buffet, and when I went to the carvery, the chef made the decision to keep hacking at the last little bit that he got left, and I think he should have made the decision to change
or just say sorry.
Yeah,
there's no meat.
But he decided, and again, I think this must be down. But we're going back 3 years with this. I think this must be down to the pressure not to waste. But I really do think he should have used his judgment and said that's not fit to serve. It was just gristle, fat, bone, and it was awful. But that is the only really bad meal that we've had, isn't it? We've not had problems.
Yeah, we haven't. So this person then that sent this email is basically, it's put them off going on Marella again. They have now said that they will not be going on Marella. They're going to try MSC. Obviously, we're going to be trying MSC very soon. So for you, if you're watching, I do feel sorry for you. These things, you know, they can put people off.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky that we've only had minor things happen to us that we can sort of like let go.
Yeah.
But I suppose some things are too much for some people. So I totally understand. But if things get better on Discovery 2, we will obviously do a very, very valid review and tell you exactly how it's gone.
I'm really looking forward to going on in June because it was the ship that made us fall in love with cruising again, and particularly Marella. And we've done 2 further ones with Marella, and we've loved every one. The thing I love about the Marella ships is just that they're so much fun, and we've been since on other cruise lines, but they don't quite match up to the amount of fun you can have on a Marella ship. But that also then brings people saying comments like Butlins and things like that. But we'll get to those. Some of those comments in a
Harvester at the Sea.
Harvester at the Sea.
Anyway,
yeah.
we will come back in a minute. We're going to revisit. We've got more to say about Marella, don't you worry. But we've got to quickly get some comments. So we've got Nikki Roberts. I've been on Explorer 2 this week. Came off on Friday, and it's gone into dry dock now. Roll on February, Explorer to the Caribbean. Yeah.
So interesting, obviously you've just come off Explorer 2. So, I take it you had no problems.
It'd be quite nice to see your opinion of that, Nikki, considering it was based on Explorer 2, that Ripoff Britain. So I'd like to know what you thought of it.
And of course, the thing is, they might be old ships, but they are maintained so well. And yes, if you want to go looking and be nitpicky, you will find things. You might find a little bit of rust here but everything is spotlessly clean. And, I think, we've had 3 cruises with them. And yes, little nitpicky things happen.
It depends what you're going for, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And if you're going for just pure luxury, then Marella is not for you. It is not that aesthetic.
Yeah.
They're nice rooms. They're clean. They're tidy. Nice rooms. But if you want luxury, you need to be looking at the brands like lower level luxury Celebrity up towards the Silver Seas level. Not Marella, but Marella do offer a great holiday because it's the whole package you're looking at.
I will say as well that we're at the moment just giving you the negatives, and I will say that there are so many positives. So always take 2 sides, and we're concentrating negative, but we're going to give you some of the positives soon to counterbalance what we're saying now.
Yes, so Una Baker. Hello, Una.
Hi, Una.
Good evening, guys. Nice to have you with us.
The flowers.
Sandra Jane.
Hi,
Sandra. How are you? Mills
Great
Travel.
pick. Hey,
Discovery
Mills.
last year. Really enjoyed it.
There you go.
Ian and Stacey. Good evening, guys.
Back from their travels. Nice to have you home again. Look what you've come back to.
Yeah, you brought it with you. Nikki Roberts loved Discovery 1 and 2. See, we've only done 2. We loved it.
Yeah, we love 2. And Discovery is going to be very similar, isn't it? So
big time. Tiffany Simpson.
Good
hello
evening,
there.
Tiffany.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
Chew and Mark are in. Hello, guys.
Chew and Mark.
Oh, a very wet Derbyshire.
Ooh. Yeah, we're getting wet here. Our
Yeah.
garden's a bit flooded now.
Yeah.
Now the snow's going.
Nikki Roberts, we've been on 5 with Marella and have never had a bad cruise yet. Exactly. They are lovely cruises, lovely staff, lovely people.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Spiel. I'm hoping I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Spiel. Yeah. Going on our first cruise on 20th of Feb, traveling on Voyager. Hope we haven't made an expensive mistake.
Voyager's a cracking ship.
Don't listen to any of the reviews. Go on the cruise ship with a very open mind and make your opinion of it. This is what we've done, and we've loved every single time. And if there is a problem, go and get it sorted. And it's how they sort it that will win the day. We've had problems on Marella, like we said. We've had bill problems. We've had room problems. You tell them it's sorted, no issues.
I think the likelihood is you're going to love it and you'll be booking another one with them. Voyager is a fantastic ship. We had an amazing time on there, and it's our favourite ship. And, we've been on a few now, but Voyager is our favourite, I think. Just.
Mark, you're going to have to read us a meeting.
We did our first cruise at the end of November on Explorer 2 and loved it. There you go. I think it's very easy. People are also more likely to complain than praise. But we read lots of reviews before we went with on Discovery 2. And when we went in 2022, there were good and bad then. And we were worried by the bad. And we needn't have been. It was totally different to what we expected. It was wonderful. People, what got me with Marella was the fellow passengers were just so friendly. I mean, the crew were fabulous, so no need to comment on the crew because we think the crews are fabulous. But passengers were much friendlier on there than they had been.
Do you know what? I found Princess very similar.
Yeah, Princess was good, and we loved Princess.
Yeah. It was very Marella,
very close to Voyager.
Can I just quickly ask a question to put out there for answers? It's the question I spoke to you about earlier. I've had a question coming to me. I'm looking to the community to answer just a few answers for me. I've got somebody interested in Oceania Cruises. First of all, has anyone ever done an Oceania cruise? And what's it like? The adults only version. And secondly, what cruise ships would you recommend for families with children? Okay, they're the two questions. Pop your answers in the comments there, but make sure you put Dave to start with so I know it's about that. Okay, right, moving on then. Jill, we've got Jill in the room.
Hey,
hi guys.
Jill.
Our Discovery 2 cruise in November. Transatlantic was awesome. Food was good. Didn't eat in the buffet, so good. We booked next one when we were on board.
See that one, Jill, is really interesting because on these comments, I don't want to show them because I haven't spoken to people, but so I want to keep them anonymous. But at least 2 mentioned problems on that transatlantic cruise. So it's really interesting to see that you thought it was awesome. Now, I'll have a look in a minute. Dave can talk, and I'll see what they said. So one here says, disappointed transatlantic, ship not ready, mechanical problems, maintenance problems particularly with misinformation, chewy attitude, and even the captain.
Oh.
And, you know, there was another one. Let me have a look here because, oh, here we go. Over 20 Marella Cruises, this gentleman. Last one was the transatlantic. Never again. Ship desperate for refurb, cutting back on lots of things, and no benefits any longer for booking a suite.
I think there's sometimes, Mike, things do happen that are out of controls.
Well, I mean, I know that Explorer 2 went into dry dock. So it was obviously coming up to needing some work being done on it. Now, did they leave it too long? Unfortunately, these things have to be booked in miles in advance. And so, you know, I guess, again, hopefully those problems have been sorted and people going on from now on, because it's been in dry dock, a lot of the issues would have been sorted and seen to. So hopefully, but yeah, I'm sure, like Jill, the vast majority of people on that cruise would have enjoyed it. I mean, I'd love to do a transatlantic.
Keep telling them to. You won't know.
I can't go away for 3 weeks.
Linny 159.
Love Discovery 2.
We love Discovery 2.
So did we.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Whether we will now, I don't know. Chew and Mark just booked Iona for next month. Hope to try Marella this year. Iona is a big ship. Where are you going, just out of interest, Chew and Mark? Is it going to be... That's too early for fjords,
next month. Yeah, it's too early, I would think, for the fjords.
Do they do Caribbean? Iona.
I'm not sure where they are at the moment.
Maybe. Tell us where you're going.
Yeah.
Gavin Russell. Hi, Gav. I love Marella. Love Thompson's before them on Voyager next month. I do wish that Chewie didn't move the new builds to the German side. It would have been great to have new ships, and it would have showed their commitment to the British arm. This is exactly what we've now stated after watching that program. Pre that, we were all for not worried about having them, but I think now they could do with something in their arsenal to say, look what we've got.
Yeah, I mean, it's gutting that they didn't get the new ships. I think that a couple of things that I think with Marella, firstly, they do need some newer ships. I'm not particularly saying brand new, but they certainly could do with coming up to the mid 2010s onwards. I also think that they need to increase their fleet. 5 ships does not offer enough itineraries.
No, I agree.
They don't do the fjords. They don't sail from the UK. They've stopped doing Far East, which I'm absolutely shocked by. And there are definitely limited itineraries to have with them. And I think it would be good. I mean, apparently, Marella are sort of smashing their profits.
Yeah, they're one of the largest income cruise companies at the moment.
They're smashing their profits. So why aren't they investing? You know, and certainly, I mean, the other big thing that we'll say again is that we're just so disappointed that Marella don't recognise their loyal cruisers. And there are lots of people who cruise Marella over anyone else.
But we have to remember, Mike, that the strings aren't pulled by Marella, they're pulled by Mein Schiff. So it's whatever Mind Shift decide to do, and whether they're not interested in this British arm, they're just interested in their luxury brand of Mind Shift, and we just get the dregs. But what they do on Marella works.
Well, maybe
Why
one
would they change
day
it?
I think we need to go on a mind shift
I can't speak
and
German.
see the difference.
Can't speak German.
Oh, I've got. Oh, should we tell everybody what have I done with them?
No,
We've got these now.
no, we haven't.
I
You
got to
have.
show you these. I only went and did it. Now, don't laugh. Don't laugh.
Look at him with his meta glasses.
Where's my phone? They're not connected, I don't think. Yes, these. I decided to do it. Now, there are a couple of things that I'm going to be sensible with. Oh, battery's 100%.
Not going in toilets with them.
Hey, Meta, start recording.
Wave everybody.
Hey, Meta, stop recording. Right. So I am really excited about these. I did think long and hard about, are they a bit creepy? Certainly, I will not wear them in certain places. I don't see it any different, really, than having a phone in your hand going round. It's just not so obvious. But the light does flash when you're filming. And I will also not be in people's faces filming. That's my plan. But the fact that I can just take a picture or a video like that, the fact that these do translation, so they will translate.
You trying to say that I can't talk?
Well, give me fluent German.
Yeah.
So, and also you can ask it any question, and because it's looking at what you're looking at, I can say, what's this building? And it'll tell me. So when we go strolling off around these places in Genoa and at the end of January, I'll be able to, and of course it's hands-free. So I don't need to be holding a phone or anything. They're not going to be the prime filming, but they are going to be useful for doing little shorts, hopefully doing lots of content for you channel members. And I'm really excited to be trying them because I'm impressed with the quality of the films and I'm impressed with the sound. The microphones are brilliant on them. So yeah, Ray-Ban Meta. I only got the Gen 1 because I don't think Gen 2 have improved enough. And I certainly think that if these rapidly improve, then they're going to be they are getting popular because they're now very good at what they do. And if you're partially sighted, then they're going to be, because you can get your prescription lenses in. So they're a game changer. It will read things for you on notices, and even if they're in foreign language. So I'm excited about those, and we'll probably talk more about those in the future. But back to our issue. Yes.
Right. Okay. So we have Mills Travel saying we are on another Marella cruise in June.
So will we.
And looking forward to it. We will judge it for ourselves, but for me, far more positives than negatives on Marella for us. 100% agree with that. Yeah. Far more. We won't go into it now because obviously we've got so many comments here. And Mike's blethering today.
I always blether. I think the thing is
we are going into it then.
We have been on every cruise with Marella, and there are little things that niggle, but they do so much right. And at the end of the cruise, we don't think or remember those things that perhaps weren't perfect, because overall, we've just loved the cruise so much.
Right, I'm going to move on.
You got your mouth full again now, ain't you? So can I talk?
Dan said, we stay at the Ibis Hotel at Birmingham Airport Wednesday and fly Thursday morning.
Thursday.
Where are we staying?
Wow.
We stay at the Ibis.
We're at the Ibis. Not this week, but
are we the Ibis Styles? I think it's the Ibis
I don't
Styles.
know.
Yeah.
But that's great. So you're going to be prepared and not tired or anything.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice if Dan got on my train?
Yeah.
At Wolverhampton.
Why is that the one you're doing?
I know he'd probably be driving in. Graham Allen, evening. Hello,
hi, Graham.
Alexis.
Good evening to you.
Hi,
hey,
Alexis.
Hello to all your lovely family.
Ruth Stanier. Hi, guys. I've booked my first cruise Canaries on over Christmas week. Lovely. Since booking, all I seem to read is bad reviews. I'm so anxious. This will be my first cruise on Discovery 2. We did ours at Christmas on Discovery 2 and loved it.
Just remember that, you will have a good time. Go with we love the fun aspect on Marella. I've had some complaints about the entertainment, but we have loved the entertainment, haven't we, on Marella? We think it's one of the things that they do better than anyone else. Their theatres are fabulous. Don't worry, you will have a fabulous time.
Don't go looking for problems. Just go and enjoy the cruise.
And if you come across bad food in one restaurant, there's plenty of other places to eat and try. So,
but you don't even have to go anywhere else. Just say, "Oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Can I try something else?"
yeah,
It's all
and
included. Remember.
yeah, and they'll get you something else.
John Freeman, Dan, Sarah Owen, use the day before the flight case drop-off service.
Useful.
Then in the morning, go straight to security. Yes,
Perfect.
Very good.
We've not got cases in January, have we?
No, we haven't.
We got a week on MSC, and all we've got is the little.
No, we haven't. We've got
Suitcase.
a cabin bag and then a carry-on. So basically, we've got a 10-kilogram and a backpack. That's enough.
With
for
all
7
my
days.
clothes
Yes.
and camera equipment.
You've lost weight now, so it's half the amount. Wendy Mill. Hi, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
Hi, everyone. Made it. She made it. Bless her. Keith has put, hi, guys. On Voyager last December, we had a great time, but there were issues with latitude early on. The feedback system worked. A hospitality manager told us they'd taken steps and it soon improved. Oh.
I think that's the key thing with the restaurants. I mean, one of the other things we've heard is that they seem to be cutting staff numbers. And that is also then causing problems with getting people to tables. And more people are being told they've got to wait when they get to the queue. But again, I think that is an issue at what times you eat. If you eat at peak times, then you might have to wait. But normally they will give you a buzzer and you can go and have a drink and they'll buzz you when your table's ready. But I have heard that people have been queued and yet there are tables free. So
I don't know what that is, but just do what we do. Go when it opens, literally.
Yeah, I mean,
Pick your table.
Not everybody likes to eat early, but we find it works really well for us.
Georgie, lots of snow and ice there. Yeah, I feel
bless
you.
them.
I feel you, mate.
Shropshire and Staffordshire had it bad.
Carol Hobson, hello, Carol. Was on our first cruise on Voyager last October. Best thing we did, immediately book different itinerary for this year on her. Not one problem from airport in Bradford to get back home.
That's good to
Lovely.
hear.
That's a nice.
Good to hear, and that's the experience most people will have. No major problems.
Andy and Georgie have put love
Yeah.
Marella. Love so much on Voyager in March. But was on Explorer 2 in October. And yes, we had great cruise, but lots of upselling, even in the main dining room. No seats in Squid and Anchor, and entertainment dropped a bit. I noticed that last time we were on Marella, there was no seats in Squid and Anchor. And the first time we went on Discovery 2, you and I, we could always get a seat.
Yeah.
But I found it just wasn't, it was almost like, see, I think cruise ships should never be 100% capacity. They should be 90% maximum, so there's always room for changes if need be, but then that keeps the sort of numbers down slightly in the different bars. But if Squid and Anchor's got something good on, that's probably going to be the problem, isn't it?
Squid and Anchor's the main bar, and so it's always busy. Whichever of the 5 ships you go on, Squid and Anchor will always be the busy bar, because that's where you get all the main entertainment. You get the bigger sort of ship entertainers on there. You get the band jam, karaoke, quizzes, bingo, everything goes on in the Squid and Anchor. So it's a popular venue. So it is the one place that you're probably going to find it hard to get a table.
John and Paul's Travels have put on Voyager there was a sewage smell near Flutes. Did look it up and it said they did a refurb but didn't manage to sort the plumbing. Not sure if that was true, but the stick was real. Funny you say that, John and Paul, because on Voyager we smelt the same smell. I remember it. You probably can't remember it.
I can't
but I
remember
remember the smell around by Flutes. Now, Flutes is the one, isn't it, that is literally open from it's two or three floors.
Yeah,
like that.
It's the one with the bubbles signs that you press for bubbles.
And the kitchen is right behind it, behind the door.
But you'd have thought they'd have put that right now, because surely they've had other complaints.
Yeah, but obviously they haven't. Sandra Jane came back off Explorer last Monday, had a fab time. Some of the excursions were poor, but got it sorted. Not booked another one, but in no rush. Didn't find the beds very comfy, and hubby felt the same. See, it's a tricky one, this, because I've always found the beds super comfy. I've always slept great on a Marella ship. I didn't sleep great on P&O, but I did sleep great in Princess, believe it or not.
The thing is, that's a personal thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
some people like softer beds, some like harder beds. Bed. It's just pot luck whether it's to your. They can't. I mean, they can offer different pillows, but they can't offer different mattresses.
But I'll agree with Sandra about the excursions. We don't bother going with their excursions. We book. We look at companies that are reputable, that always do cruises, and we sort of.
But we have, with Marella, we have had a mix of good and bad. Some have been bad, and some have been really good.
We booked a Marella cruise, a Marella excursion once to what's the falls in Jamaica? Rios. And they shouldn't have been selling that cruise because it was from Port Royal, and we literally had 40 minutes there. Yeah. It took hours to get there.
They wanted us to,
and we were back.
They stopped at a shop for people that needed to get water shoes.
Bad.
And we were there for about 45 minutes. We got to the falls, and they were trying to get us to start going up the falls halfway up. Well, I wasn't having that. I thought, I've not come all this way and I'll probably never be here again. I'm not starting halfway up just because you're running late. So put our foot down and we got to walk the lot.
And then I got told off for not tipping because we were rushed. 40 minutes. It wasn't a great journey. And we were late for our ship, but they had to hold it because that's the one good thing. They had to hold the ship because it was a Marella excursion.
Yeah. But they don't go there anymore.
No.
So again, it's somewhere that's...
Port Royal?
No, they don't do that anymore. Jamaica's gone.
It's a shame though, because Port Royal was a really good up and coming port. It was a new, brand spanking new port.
Jamaica was replaced with Barbados.
I think Jamaica could have been a really good, because they did the what was the Bob Marley tour of his hometown. It was lovely. Kingston.
Yeah, again, lost though.
Yeah. Any issues I have with Marella, I mentioned it and they sorted it out. Same here. And
I think that's the thing. A lot of people complain, but don't do anything about it. Go to reception, ring. Probably a better idea is to ring reception from your room, because particularly if it's the first night or first morning, because that tends to be a really busy place and you will have to wait in a queue. So we'd say always ring from the room.
And if it's food and drink related, put it on the feedback. Guaranteed you a manager is going to contact you.
I mean, the other thing is if you're in the restaurant and there's a problem, ask to speak to the restaurant manager and get them to your table, because they are far more likely to remedy your problem than anyone else.
Definitely. Donna Cooper, the whole price of the cruise should have been reimbursed. I think I 100% agree.
We think so.
And another cruise on top, because that was horrific what happens then.
Yeah.
John and Paul's Travels, the smell didn't ruin our experience. It was not in our room, but a bar area, luckily. And we did a few drinks. Hopefully they sorted out, though. Maybe it wasn't sewage. Maybe someone had just pooped themselves.
No, because unless somebody did it, it'd be a bit of a coincidence, wouldn't it? Person did it on our cruise and a person did it on ours.
You never know.
I think fortunately we didn't really use flutes. We're not champagne and prosecco drinkers, so we didn't use flutes a great deal. So it wasn't a massive issue for us.
No,
I would have put it on the feedback though if it had
100%. Shake Jake, helpful tip for aircon. I always take a USB fan and a power bank, at least a 20k to keep it going all night. Problem is though, we had fans and it was just blowing warm air on us. I mean, we were in the Caribbean, right in the middle of their hot season, and they kept saying there was aircon. There was like a very faint breeze. It wasn't enough to cool the room down. It was
because Discovery 2, if you remember, our meal was sort of ruined at Corallar because the air conditioning wasn't working the night that we ate there. And I think that they did have a problem with the air conditioning, but around the whole ship. But it didn't spoil our holiday, did it?
No, we didn't let it. We had to be mindful as well that we had an ocean view room, and this is why we go interior now, because the sun was blindly coming through the window all the time. So the curtains had to be kept closed. But all I did, I remedied it with a quick shower before bed, and then I went to bed cool, and that worked for me. Right, John has put our sewage incident was on P&O, and again, Kuna, remember, guys, not Marella.
There we go. Okay.
Because I remember I saw a photo.
Thanks for clarifying that.
And it looked like they pulled out a 70
and that just goes to show that it can happen on any ship.
Kuna.
It's not just a Marella thing. Any ship can develop a problem. Look at the Poop Cruise. If you haven't seen that on Netflix, now that is the cruise from hell. The Poop Cruise. I think it was Carnival, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A Carnival ship. Yeah.
They've always got bad reputation.
Oh, watch it. If you haven't seen it, it's absolutely, you've never seen anything like it.
No, because it'll put them off going cruising. Lisa Perkins.
With Carnival,
Lisa.
it might.
Lovely photo, by the way. Things go wrong. I do think they were over the top, given new cabins, obviously, but they never said what cabin. They were in an inside, but they had a balcony. Also, for example, he was defo holding his trousers up, claiming for an asthma pump, wallet, etc. They had 2k back and £450 for clothes. Not sure what else they expected. The other couple put a pic of food that was obviously from the buffet. Don't think you can blame Marella for the way you plated your food up.
No,
totally agree with everything you said there.
We absolutely agree. I think it was wrong of BBC to use that
to make it look like that.
To make it look like that, because a lot of people that weren't aware would look at that and think, "Oh my God, that's what they serve you," and it's not. It would never be. We've never had food like that in any of the restaurants.
It's always been lovely.
Yeah.
John Freeman, if passengers do have issues, take a video or photos of it. You may be asked to provide evidence when it's home.
Good point, John.
Totally
Good.
agree with that. Yeah.
Good tip for people. Yeah, always take pictures, video if things don't go right or things are wrong.
You can just now go Metafilm and then
hey, Metafilm. You're not having me.
Mike Jenkins, on Explorer in March, was on Discovery and enjoyed it last year and looking forward to seeing the difference.
Yeah.
Fair play, Mike. I reckon you'll love it.
Yeah, well, Explorer is very different to Discovery. So we enjoyed Explorer, good ship, lots to do on there, and I'm sure you'll love it as much as you did Discovery.
Because Explorer and Voyager are the same sort of ships, but Discoveries are, I want to say, Celebrity and Voyager and Royal Caribbean.
I don't know.
Or the other way around.
I don't know. I know some are Celebrity, but I wasn't aware which one's which.
Graham Allen has put, worried about the possible lack of entertainment in June during the World Cup.
They will, if obviously you go into a hot climate.
Yeah.
When we were on, I think it was the Euros that were on, they will show the football games mainly on the top deck, on the pool deck, on the big screen. The entertainment anywhere else around the ship won't be affected. So if you want to watch the football, most likely it'll be on top deck live, and the rest of the ship probably be a lot quieter because everybody's up there. I'll have to put the footage on Facebook. I'm sure I've got some footage of everybody watching one of the Euro games just to show how busy it was. And I think, you'll actually have a benefit that everybody up there watching football, some of the other areas of the ship will be nice and quiet.
Nice day for the spa as well. Donna Cooper, we had an issue on Explorer 2. The smoke alarm was beeping. I reported on Navigate app. About 5 minutes later, knock on the door. Was an officer. Was like an officer and a gentleman made my cruise.
Oh, was he wearing white with a white cap?
I'm intrigued.
made mine as well.
Graham Allen.
I'd have had a problem every day.
As an Irish non-soccer fan. Same here. We're not football.
No, I used to like it, but I'm not a fan anymore.
Dawn Murray, hello Dawn.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well.
You,
and same back for you.
John has put, Graham Allen, no worries. Level of entertainment is not affected at all by sport events. No, not at all.
No.
Shake Jakes, the sewage issue is understandable. The maintenance is not an issue. They fixed the leak in the corridor and they had a dryer. It did not bother us at all. We spent very little time in the cabin. Like we said, once again, better they do the maintenance or they don't do it and the ship falls apart.
And I think the thing is, it's all how you deal with these problems when they arise. If there was a problem in our corridor or by our room, I would go off and have a drink somewhere or a coffee at the coffee port and let them fix it and not let things get to you too much because they will try and fix things if you have problems.
I was reading this comment here. We swept away Richard Gere's arms, Donna Cooper. That's the dream.
Oh yes, we've had a few thoughts of that in the past.
Don, but not quite. Hubby was there too. Well, you never know, Don. It is a cruise ship, and pineapples may have been on doors,
or on shirts,
Nicky Roberts. I was not on premium, but had a choice of white wine and cocktails. I had were brilliant.
That's good too.
We've done a whole video on choosing all inclusive over premium because we thought the selection was fantastic. We will be 100% looking at that this time. There'll be a brand spanking new bars video and drinks menu video because if it has decreased, we are going to know.
Oh, we are. We are going to look at everything on this cruise to see that it's still the ship that we loved, and we hope it is because our heart's on Discovery 2, the ship we fell in love with. So, we don't want things to have changed, and hopefully we're not going to find those changes.
And I might even climb the wall this time. You
only got halfway last time. I might have a go this time.
Yeah, you can now.
Yeah, no, I've lost weight. Yeah.
John Freeman's put, couldn't pinch any drinks menus for you on Explorer because going paperless. Yeah, that is the bad thing, isn't it? And the worst thing is the if they got any old into the drinks, they won't be valid. They won't be relevant.
No, I love those into the drink booklets, and I don't know. Obviously, I think we're pleased to be going back on with Marella because our Marella previous ones are getting a bit dated now. So we need new stuff to move forward with this year.
Definitely.
And hopefully we will get all the drinks menus while we're there.
Stuart Evans, yeah. My phone have been on Marella, Discovery 2 and Voyager. We're going again in February in 2025. The food and entertainment are excellent, so much better than P&O these days. That we went on early 2025. It's funny you say that because P&O's theatre was far more advanced and technical, but I wasn't fussed. We know, Alexa, we know. But I wasn't fussed. I actually would 100% rate Marella over P&O every single time.
I think we've only seen one show that I was disappointed with, and that was the Elton John life story one. And I think because I'm such a fan, I think I was expecting so much, and I came away feeling a bit disappointed. Otherwise, every Marella show we've loved, and I just think that P&O show was very impressive, but it was all about look and not the fun factor. Whereas Marella, you're just happy watching a Marella show because the choice of music's great, the show teams are brilliant, and they'll talk to you all around the ship. And you had a dance off. Yeah. I had a dance in the aisle on one of the shows with one of the dancers. It was fabulous. So it is the fun factor for us with Marella that makes them so good.
Definitely.
And the entertainment, we think, is one of the things that Marella have got right. But a few complaints. So is that changing as well?
Well, we'll come to us in a second because we're almost at the end of these comments. We are over an hour, but we'll carry on for a bit. Donna Cooper, we love the buffet, not for everyone, but we prefer it. Lots of choice we find. Some people do. I mean, I like the fact that with a buffet, you can go and eat exactly when you want to, whereas you might have to wait.
You like the buffet at 11, 12 o'clock at night.
And on Discovery 2, may I add, we actually preferred the buffet for breakfast in the mornings because we always used to go when it was dead quiet.
Yes.
And their buffet is at the front of the ship and it's surrounded by glass, so you can always have a nice meal out.
Every other ship we've been on with whatever cruise company, we've always preferred breakfast in the
main dining room.
And that includes the other two Marella ships. But yeah, Discovery 2, we loved having breakfast in there. I think it was the open glass and it was a lovely place to sit.
Because the buffets on the other ships are midship. So you got glass on either side and then it just ends both sides. But here it's like the front. So it's like a big semicircle, all glass, so you can see out. It's lovely and bright and sunny in there. It's nice. Harold, hello, Harold.
Hey, Harold.
Hi, guys. How are you? Nikki Roberts has put, we had no mentions of upselling, although I did see costs on menu.
I mean, I don't mind so much if it's on the menu because that's your choice then. But if they're giving you a hard sale and trying to get you to upsell, then that's a different matter. So I'm glad they didn't do that.
They started to do it with that carbonara thing in Vista Ages with the lake, but it was one thing. And I'm okay with that. But the problem is Piccadilly has stressed me out. I need to see it. If I see loads of surcharges on the Piccadilly.
We're looking forward to trying Piccadilly, though, aren't we?
I hope it's good. Dean Freeth has put, we went on a cruise last year. We renewed our wedding vows, and it was the best cruise company we have been with. And we are going to the Caribbean in April on Explorer. Can't wait. Dean, congratulations on that. Brilliant. Not the only ones, are they?
No. But yeah, good to hear that.
John Freeman, cruise news was full of upselling disguised as discounts and special offers.
I think you have to take some of those for what they are, really.
Yeah. It's sad. I mean, God, we just got loads more comments. It's really sad that they're doing that. We might have to run to about half past, guys. Just
an hour and a half. I'll stop then. Go quick.
Spencer Randolph has put, there was plenty of menu in the main dining room, but there was an option to pay more for things like a steak, but they weren't pushing it at all.
No, that's fine.
My worry with this is, our tip used to be, if you want a steak outside of the thing, go to Vista. Now, I hope they're not putting surcharges on that because I'll be annoyed.
I don't think they will because it wasn't the quality of steak that you would get at Surf and Turf.
No, it wasn't.
Or the one that you would probably pay for. But it was still a lovely steak. So I hope they haven't changed that. But again, we're not going to know till we're on the ship in June.
Cruising with the Whites. Hello, guys.
Hey,
and
boys,
happy birthday to...
we didn't do the shout out for Ryan's
Ryan's
birthday. Happy birthday, Ryan.
I always get you two confused and I don't know why. Every single time Mick's always correcting me and it's like it won't go in. I do apologise, boys. Dean Freeth, we were on Explorer for our wedding vows.
Nice.
John Paul's Travels, the only upsell we had was the drinks package and it was very polite and light touch. We were looking at the sign for it as well.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
I don't know. I still think, do they need to upsell? Because you'll make that decision before you go on the ship.
Yeah, but if they chuck a discount on it, then who knows?
But they don't. They don't pay more. Yeah.
Spencer Randolph has put cabin cleaning is still good and at usual times. Maybe the people in the email cabin was just at the end of the clean rotation.
Yeah, maybe.
We don't know what's going on. Like I said, it could be that they've got sicknesses on board and they're down on staff. We don't know. George Fisher has put on our renewal. Both Andy and I went to the spa as part of our package, and it was upsell. Plus, I was asked to take all my kids off and wasn't offered underwear. When I met with Andy again, I'm waiting for the next part of this.
Oh my word. Oh my word, where's the next bit? I dread to think.
Spencer and I agree though. We thought there was less option at lunch, particularly salad options.
Yeah, again, that's going to be interesting.
Mark and I'll have there because we like a salad.
Yeah.
And if there's not great salad selection.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
In the buffet.
Buffet, yeah. I'd heard that the buffet options have been cut down.
Tristan Randolph. Oh, we got Spencer and Tristan in the room. Tristan Randolph has put, can you shout out my dad Spencer and stepmom Lynn? Oh, is that Spencer above?
Spencer and Lynn.
Hi.
Hey, good evening to you.
Hi, Spencer and Lynn. I'm just confused.
Last cruise next week, the last one.
But I'm confused because above them is Spencer Randolph, Tristan Randolph.
Yeah, they're related.
Can you shout out my dad Spencer and stepmom Lynn?
I think
they're off on their last
cruise
so next week before they go to
so that's his dad.
Oh, bless you. Big shout out to you, and let's get you that badge.
But last cruise, why on the last cruise?
Before they get their travel badge.
Oh,
you got to get it.
It's getting late.
Sort it out.
It's getting late. I'm tired.
John Freeman's put, find that the food quality boils down to how skilled the exec chef is and his team. Same with all areas, how good department managers are. Exactly. It's about what staff are on board at the time of day.
And I think the thing is, it is not being scared to ask for something else. They will have no problem at all. And one of the things I love with cruising is that he doesn't eat fish. I will try fish. And if there's a fish on the menu, I can ask for it. But if I don't like it, I know I can get something else. So if you have something you don't like, don't be scared to ask for something else.
That's what I did with that marriage. Right. Una has put, we had dinner in a few of the included restaurants on Explorer 2, and no one tried to upsell us anything. When we made our choice, and if it had a surcharge, the waiter pointed it out to make sure we knew.
And that's how it should be. That's good.
Perfect.
No, that's good to hear, Una.
Perfect. Cruise Girls. Our cruise in December last year was an Explorer 2. It was brilliant. Good service all round. There was upselling evident in free restaurants, but you don't have to have it. Thanks, guys. Oh, bless.
Yeah. No, so it looks to me like it might depend, because obviously the restaurants are so big. You've got different staff serving different areas, and maybe it looks like some try and upsell more than others do. We will see. We will see when we go on in June.
I need to just quickly see this next comment because it's off Georgie.
Georgie.
So, said you were upsold. He said yes. I said me too. Were you asked to be in the buff? He said no. I had paper pants. I said I didn't. We did say something. Also upset. Oh my God, Georgie, that's quite bad.
I'm quite shocked at that.
I am.
Perhaps they'd run out of paper pants.
Sorry,
Andy, you should have given Georgie.
You should have had a couples massage so you can keep an eye on each other. Andy and Georgie Fisher seems to be a mixed bag here. We had constant upselling. Buy wine by the bottle, baked Alaska. We always have Prem drinks, but wine's not even available on that. However, still amazing service. I
think what also could happen here is that different restaurant managers on different ships probably have different policies and advice to their staff, and perhaps some are more keen on trying to get upsells than other ships, and certain staff members probably not quite so bothered about it.
Bobby Stiebler or Stiabler. We were on the Explorer October last year. Cabin was shabby. Bathroom was stinking bad. We reported it and they said it's because the ship was ashore. Corfu, the smell didn't go for $4,000 for 7 days. It will never happen again. The ship is tired. Oh, that's quite expensive. I get what you're saying though with the smell. Whenever you get on a ship, a Marella ship, and it's in port, the toilets always stink. And it's not nice.
Yeah. But it didn't go. So what I would like to know is, did they offer you a move of a room? Because I'm sure if you'd pushed it, I mean, I think there's always spare cabins. I think they have to keep a spare amount for problems like this. And I think if you really push it, but obviously we don't know, did you complain? Did they offer you a different room? And if not, did you push for a room? Because I would have been camping at the reception desk till they moved me.
You haven't seen him go. He's a bloody nightmare. Well, it's a shame it's put you off. It's a shame you can't just try another one, because Explorer is one of their older ships. Maybe some, like, if you were to ever try again, Voyager might suit you a bit more. John Boyd had one bad meal, beef Wellington on Voyager and Caribbean. Everyone else was happy, so it might have just been me. Still love Marella. Was it the beef Wellington in the Silver Fork? Because did you have that?
I had it and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, like, again, it can all come down to the quality of beef that they're using on that night, or, you know, how well the pastry's been done, because beef Wellington can be a bit hit and miss.
Because you can't see what you cooked. Yeah.
So I loved it, but maybe I was lucky. It was, you know, and of course the chefs,
like John said,
the chefs change.
Yeah.
And you probably get some chefs that are a little bit more particular or a little bit more careful than other chefs. But I loved, I mean, obviously we don't know if it was Silver Fork, but I love my beef Wellington on Silver Fork. It was brilliant.
Martin Woodwardy has put hi. Hello, Martin.
Hi, Martin.
Nicky Roberts, there were no problems, no upselling, plenty of choice in the main dining room and the buffet. Loved Nonnas. Didn't see any change to the room service. High standard.
That's really good to hear.
Will Poland has put in the buffet, if you don't like the dish you choose, then go change it for something else. There is plenty of different choices.
I think it's Poland.
Is it? Sorry, Will.
Yes.
Will Poland. Sorry, Will.
I put it right.
You did.
I'm probably wrong.
Lisa Perkins has put no pressure to buy extra in main dining room. Items are on the menu. Up to you if you buy or not. Went on Explorer 2 September, off on Voyager in June.
Lovely.
Very nice.
We're doing Discovery 2 in June, aren't we? So
Tiffany Simpson has put, it's been a while since I've been on Marella, but we'll be embarking Marella Voyager on Friday. Ooh, I'm really looking forward to it always. Have an open mind. So you go into the Caribbean then. Very nice.
I think we're really looking forward to going back with Marella because, you know, we have tried other cruise lines. Love Princess. Sky Princess was amazing. Not so keen on P&O, Iona. Not so keen on MSC, but we're giving MSC another go in, I think, how long to our cruise now? 12 days.
Yeah.
12 days. We're off to Europe, the Med.
That'll be an eye-opener for me.
Oh, it's a massive ship on World Europa. So that should be it'd be interesting to see what a longer cruise. Because
hopefully we can do a live from the ship.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I'm hoping, but I'm not sure because we haven't got room because we've got no suitcases for my laptop.
No, but I would be doing it on your phone. Just do a Facebook Live.
Yeah, we'll try.
Right then, Shaker Jakes. Unfortunately, people do put either extremely bad reviews more than any good reviews. The problem is people tend to not put good reviews on. People only ever tend to put bad reviews on, which is a shame, really.
I mean, out of this page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good reviews, and there was 3 that had a little bit of bad, but it wasn't worth mentioning, such as cutting back on staff, buffet disappointing and lukewarm. But there are so many. If you read through our Facebook page and look for the first advert I put in for this and read through the comments on there, those people that are worried that you are going to have a disappointing cruise and you've wasted a lot of money, go and read and concentrate on the good, because there are still so many good reviews. There are reasons why people sail with Marella time after time after time. And yes, not everybody is going to be suited with a Marella cruise. Different cruise lines suit different people. So, but I think if you go with the right attitude, that you're going to enjoy it, you're going to have fun, you're not going to nitpick, then the chances are you won't get any major problems at all.
No. Glenda has put, we had small issues with the smell of sewage on Voyager in September, reported it to maintenance, team were there twice that day to fix and check. Reception called us later to make sure we were happy. Great customer service, first class.
And that's just what you want to hear. You want to know if you've got a problem, they're going to sort it for you. I mean, there are a couple of things I've read where people have moaned about the staff on reception. And I have to say it's probably the one area of the ship that we have found difficult staff that haven't been quite so friendly. And I think that's probably because they get complaint after complaint after complaint, or people turning up at reception with problems. But that is the one area of the ship where we haven't found the staff as good. So it's really, really good that you had a positive thing to say about them, because I'm sure there are really good staff there that do work there.
Dawn, I think this is in response to my question, has put the P&O Kids Clubs and activities hard to beat. Yeah, because we did notice they had quite a good kids club there, didn't we?
Yes, yes,
P&O. It was by that restaurant we loved when we had the meat fish.
Yeah,
we met that lovely couple.
Butchers. No, it wasn't Butchers Club.
But anyway, yeah, it was really good. So P&O, yes.
Okay, P&O one to recommend.
Donna Cooper, surely the benefit of booking a suite is the fact that it's a suite.
I guess it's the things like they took water away, and they probably had, I don't know, certain things for having that room. Certainly they would have had the coffee machines, coffee capsules, probably fruit, I don't know, but it's things like that that I think you expect, paying that extra for that room to be part of it. I mean, when we first went with Celebrity, we had concierge.
We were concierge.
And we had every afternoon we were served what they called canapes.
But it was like,
Canapes.
We weren't into cruising then. It was an actual holiday for us. So we did take the piss a bit. Like, I can remember being drunk one night and ringing because we had our own, I don't like using the word waiter, butler. We had our own butler that you could call upon. He said he'll help us with anything. Didn't know what that meant. And I remember ordering a cheeseburger about midnight. And that's the only time we've used it, and it was canapes in our room when we came in. But that's a lot of money you're paying for just a butler when you could just go out and get it yourself. You know?
Yeah, but didn't we have fruit as well? And I think we had a bottle. I think we had a bottle of wine, or
we didn't
champagne when we first got to the
those
room.
People.
No, but things like that you pay the extra for. If they've taken those away, then you're not getting what you've always been used to. So I do get the disappointment. Right, we need to wind up.
Yeah. Right, where are we? Hi Lads was on Discovery 2 last November. Absolutely loved every second.
There you go.
Lovely.
And I know Dan and Sarah, you are going to love it.
Oh, I hope they do. We're off on Discovery on Tuesday and going with an open mind. We were on Discovery 2 straight after the refurb, November 24. Had a few issues with the new bathroom, but all resolved over a couple of days. Can't fault it. See, this is the problem. People think new refurb is going to be great. Refurbs come problems, because there's always teething problems after refurbs.
Yeah, and it is how quick they put it right. So it's really good.
Yeah, it is good.
They act on it and put it right.
And this is why you get maintenance. Spencer Randolph has put, only problem if Marella get new ships is that they're likely to be bigger, and we love the fact that they, in today's terms of existing fleet, are relatively small. Yeah. We're so on your side there, Spencer. That's exactly why we were glad they didn't get the two bigger ships, because it wasn't putting them on that path. However, I feel like Mike said, they need newer ships, not newer ships. Maybe about 2,000 capacity. Well,
what did Sky Princess had? Sky Princess had about 4,000.
But it didn't feel like it, did it?
But it never felt like it. No, it didn't. And so I think probably we wouldn't have minded if they'd have gone up to about 4,000 max. It's these MSC ships. I mean, the one we're going on in 12 days' time, 6,700 passengers. And that is going to be really interesting to see what impact that has on the ship. And whether we can find those quiet spots, whether the service is good. Definitely. We will see.
John has put,
and so will you.
You don't need to speak German to go on a Mind Shift cruise, Dave. Crew do speak English. John, I barely speak English.
He'll need these to understand English.
Wendy Mill, only negative already mentioned was Island's buffet food was meh and lukewarm, so we chose to eat in the restaurant instead. Problem solved. That's what we do.
Yeah, I mean, there's always somewhere else to go and eat.
Sarah has said, would you recommend Marella Explorer 2?
Well, that is one of the Marella ships we haven't been on, which is surprising because it's adults only, and that would suit us down to the ground. Explorer 2 would be very similar to Explorer, though, the same sort of layout. I mean, I think we've been on 3 of the 5 and we've loved every one. And I don't think there's any reason why we wouldn't love Explorer 2 or Discovery. I think each of their ships have the same they'll have the same entertainment, the same sort of, it will be amazing. I'm sure you will enjoy it.
Nikki's put, what is the battery life on those Meta glasses, Michael?
Right. The glasses, they say, I can't remember whether it was 4 or 5 hours, but probably it depends how much you use in them. I've had no problem with the glasses at all. This case holds about another 28 hours of charging. So every time I'm not wearing them, and I've not got these as prescription, so I certainly don't need to have them on all the time. And to be quite honest, they charge really quick in here. There's a charging point in there, and you literally just put them back in there, and if it goes orange, it's charging. It's not even charging because obviously I haven't used them. But if it needed charging, it would go orange and then green when it's charged. So I think there's ample in here. If I go out, I haven't been out yet recording lots of videos. But if we're sure to stop and have a coffee or a beer somewhere, then I will just charge it while I'm doing that. And that will probably charge it up enough. The newer one, the Gen 2, I think you get double. I think you get about 8 hours charge time. And I think you get something like 30, 40 or more. You get more, but there's not a lot of difference. And I didn't want to spend the extra for the Gen 2 when I didn't know whether I was going to like these. I absolutely love them so far. I listen to my music, my audio books. I listen to phone calls, and the microphones are brilliant on them. So well impressed.
There we go.
I've leathered.
Oh, you're allowed. It's fine. Jack Jones has put, hello, boys. I'm a cruise in 8 weeks. Cannot wait. Jacko in Scotland.
Hey, Jacko in Scotland. They've had it bad
Love
in
it.
Scotland, don't they?
Yeah, but they're used to it. They love it. It's normal weather for them.
I don't know about them loving it. They might be used to it.
But I bet you they don't go to pieces like we do down here. I bet they don't. Thomas Aitken, just back from 2 weeks on Discovery 2 Caribbean. Bit of a plague ship with flu. Ooh. Christmas dinner disappointing. Slow and cooked beef. You could have sold your boots with. In general, food quality was poor. That's not good.
I will say that having been on Princess, we saw a massive difference in the food quality and also the drinks, the cocktail quality. They were far superior on Princess. But the food we've always found okay. We've not gone hungry, but you're not getting the best food by going on a Marella cruise.
Yeah.
You get some good food, particularly if you go to the specialities. You get some good food. We love the food in Vista, but it's not the quality of some of the other cruise ships. And I would certainly highlight Princess. The food and the drink were amazing, but they weren't as good as Marella on a lot of other things.
Yes. Maiden Man has put, we are going on Explorer 2 in June for Adriatic affair, as we love Croatia, as did we. Anything to worry about? No. Croatia was a doddle. Everything's flat. There's no hills. The only place, it depends if you're going on the...
At Kota, there was a hill.
Yeah, but Adriatic affair, I'm not sure that's the one we went on. Trying to think if they go to...
No, we were Adriatic Explorer.
Kopor, is it?
Yeah, you've obviously, we went to Zadar, which we were able to walk to from the ship, and there was plenty to see in Zadar without needing to do an excursion, for us anyway. We did Dubrovnik, which we'd done before, but again, we just got a taxi right off the boat. We got a taxi into Dubrovnik, and he showed us where to get it coming back. And we had no problem. The taxi wasn't expensive.
Quick tip though for Dubrovnik: go straight to Lockroom. Don't hang around Dubrovnik first. Straight to Lockroom when it's quiet, and then when everyone starts to go over to Lockroom later on in the afternoon, come back to Dubrovnik. So it's like
quiet,
trying to beat everything.
But Dubrovnik's lovely. And then the other one we did was, oh no, it was Montenegro. We did Kota. So yeah, Kota, which is Montenegro, which was amazing. So
but nothing to worry about.
Hope you go into Kota because it was really special.
Stunning, yeah. But then is it Kopor? Kopor?
They do Koper, but we didn't do that in.
But that looks quite nice as well.
Yeah, it looks lovely. I mean, Croatia's a beautiful country.
Sarah Jane, hello, Sarah Jane. Hi guys, we just got home. We will catch up. No worries,
my
love.
No problem at all. We're going to be. We're nearly half past to get. We got to go at half past.
We got to rush. We got to rush.
Go.
Thomas Aiken, based on Discovery 2 cruise, we'll try Ambassador or Princess. Loved exploring Adriatic 2023. Can't believe the drop in standards. Well, people are saying that Ambassador are picking up where Marella sort of used to be, because Ambassador are on the up and up. I've heard their service is good.
Yeah.
Their budget.
Well,
is good.
we will find out. I'm having a little taster cruise with Ambassador in April, so it's 2-nighter. I'm dying to see what it's like.
Can I quickly say the camera thing of the angle is freaking me out because this looks like it's lopsided. This switch. It's not. It's just the way the camera.
You're lopsided.
Or is it
lopsided.
lopsided? Do we need to put that right? I've never noticed that before.
No, it's not lopsided. It's the way you do.
John Freeman, flute smell on Voyager report back in 2023. So I was right, but on occasional day. Yeah, so it did think around that area.
I wonder if it's when it's in port then.
I'm not sure. Cruise girls, if bed isn't comfortable, staff can provide you with a top
that's
for your bed.
tip.
Just ask.
We didn't know that, so that's something.
And I'll be checking that because if they do that, that's going to be on one of our tip videos. So thank you, cruise girls.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Ian and Stacey, looking forward to Voyager next month. Been waiting for this one from day one of watching you. Oh, even go on the same itinerary so we could go on her. I'm praying that it's not rubbish for you when you blame us for that. Because I date to for you to have a rubbish holiday on our recommendation.
I can't see that anybody could go on that cruise and not have a good time because you're doing 12. Are you doing the 2 weeks? You're doing 12 islands in 14 days, and it's just so many beautiful islands. It'll be amazing.
And you'll love kitchens.
And you're getting the weather.
Yeah.
Oh, bring some sun back. I hate this weather.
Gavin, I agree with the comments about Squid and Anchor. Not enough seats and plenty floor space for more seats and tables. I did pop it on the app.
Good thing to do.
Yeah, it does need it because we've had a right scream in there. But then half the time we're drink in hand on the dance floor. We don't need a chair because we'll get involved in whatever's going on. We love it. Mills Travel has put Discovery is the sister ship of Royal Caribbean's Grandeur of the Seas, and we did Grandeur out of Baltimore in 2019. Bless. I thought so. Royal Caribbean for those Voyager and that are celebrity. Andy Morrison has put, hi guys, at Flukes, the ladies and gents toilets were just at the top of the stairs, which might have been part of the problem.
Definitely.
Cheers, Andy Glenda. Probably, yeah. Mazza.
I wonder whether it was worse upstairs or downstairs.
Or in my lady's chamber. Who knows? Mazza loves cruising. Hi, Maz. Hi, all. Been on my sick bed all day. I can honestly say the food last 2 weeks on Explorer 2 was fab. Sea bass on New Year's Day was the best I've ever tasted. Oh, Maz, I hope you feel better soon, sweet pea. I
hope you do too. And that's great to offset the negatives. That there is good food on there to have, and that you won't go hungry.
No, definitely.
Because you don't like something somewhere, go somewhere else. There's plenty of choice.
Jackie has put 65 people in the room. Could you all give us a thumbs up?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes. Thumbs up,
does
please,
help
peeps.
So thanks very much for
We've got a sad face.
We've done nothing today.
No, we haven't.
Oh, I'm getting bad at it now.
Dimitri's in the room as well.
Oh, Dimitri. I can't do it tonight.
70 people watching, only 20 likes. Come on, guys. They deserve it. Oh, bless you, Dimitri. Thank you. Hopefully, probably see you in Bear Carnival this year. Not too short.
Yeah, hopefully.
Donna Cooper, the show team on Discovery in May last year, was sat by us on the shuttle into Barcelona. They were all fantastic, but they sat talking about missing their families. Oh, they do it so hard. They do. They're away from home for a long period of time. And you know what? They're so good with the guests.
Well, the thing is as well, they don't only do the 2 shows a night, but they do other work around the ship during the day. And so I do think that they're very hard working, and some of those shows are very energetic.
Oh, God, yeah.
So to do that and then an hour later be doing it again.
That girl that's constantly spinning on the hoop. Every show, there's someone in a hoop spinning. Susan Sutton, hi, was on Discovery 2 in October, going on Discovery in February.
So obviously you enjoyed it to be going on another one, which is what most people do.
Be nice to know the difference, though, Susan. The difference between the two.
Yeah.
Mazza has put the only place we found an upsell. Well, I can't even call it an upsell, but more of a recommendation when they gave you the menu.
Okay, sneaky way of doing it, but
she's put it was Piccadilly's.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've not had the pleasure of trying Piccadilly's yet, so we're looking forward to trying that.
The lovely Andy Birch is in the room.
Andy.
Andy's put, do you pay more for branded drinks? If so, then is it worth it? Can't imagine having a hangover and seasickness. So on Marella, you either have the all-inclusive or you have the premium. You can pay for premium drinks that goes onto your bill. However, you don't need to, Andy, because the drink selections between the two. So, like if you drink Smirnoff or Gordon's Gin or Bombay Sapphire, they are all on the all-inclusive. And then premium drinks, you might get Grey Goose vodka, for example. So it's up to you. You can buy drinks separately, but you either have the all-inclusive, which is free, which is a whole array. Check out the Into the Drink videos that we've done. Or you can pay for a premium upgrade, which gives you the more premium drinks there. Loads of cocktail choices on both. Go on.
I will put the link to our last Into the Drinks where we talk about the 2 packages. I'll put the link on our Facebook page so that if you want to check that out, it'll take you straight to it. So keep an eye on. I'll put that on as soon as I can.
And when I'm in work, I will give you my tip for never getting a hangover. Okay, so you won't get it.
And again, for the premium, unless you like branded spirits or you like wine, was it coffee was an advantage.
But you can't.
But that's about it.
You can't
really
say branded spirits because the ones
there was good spirits
branded.
anyway. So if you watch the video, you will see what's included in premium and what's on the all included, and you can make easier to make your choice having seen that.
Andy and Georgie have put, to anyone nervous, please don't be. Marella is good, but you can always make a good thing better. P.S. Mazza on reflection, upselling Piccadilly, the worst. See, I knew it would happen.
Yeah.
Mazza, we weren't pushed, Andy, just the recommendations with a gun to her head. Like that.
Yeah, sneaky, but you just say no, don't you, anyway?
Andy's put that we were pushed, especially at the start of the cruise. And then Mazza's put, what are meta classes? Don't get him started again, Mazza. They're basically
I will talk about them more another time when I've actually had more experience with them. Maybe after our cruise, I will come back and I'll give you a little 20-minute on meta glasses.
Well, ladies and gents, that's the end of our comments.
Are we at the end?
Yes.
Oh, good. It's been a long one again.
Thank you all so much for sticking with us, because I know we've babbled on and on and on. We haven't even scratched the surface with the way Marella's going to be going, because I'm hoping what's happened hasn't damaged them. And I'm hoping that people continue. Because like I said to you, if you've got a negative, it's nice for us to know, because maybe there's a way that we could talk about our experiences and how we got through those sorts of things. Because we have had negatives, but we've been outshone with positives.
We've always come away and the positives have way outweighed the negatives. And the important thing is, if you have a complaint, don't just sit sulking. Go and speak to somebody about it, because you can give them the opportunity to put it right, and more often than not, they will. And my closing would just be, I have looked at reviews on Cruise Critic, on TripAdvisor, and on numerous Facebook Marella pages, and there are more good than bad. And so you're going to get that. I guarantee if you go and review any cruise line, any ship, you will find good and you will find bad. It's the nature that some people complain, some people love, and the majority, certainly with Marella, are positive reviews. So hold on to that.
Just before we go, Andy's just watched Emma Cruises last night. She was saying some cruise companies have banned the camera glasses.
Well, it doesn't surprise me, but I don't see the difference in holding your phone up and filming.
The difference is it's a bit more covert on the things. That's not covert.
But your light's flashing if you're recording.
I fully understand what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say to you is, for example, I was in the 3 shop the other day, and the guy was wearing Meta glasses, and it was putting me off, thinking, is he filming me right now?
But when
someone's like this with their phone, you know they're filming.
Yeah, I will say though, I do know that there is something available that you can cover that light. The idea is, if you cover that light, it will not film, and it will come up that it's covered. But I think people have found a way around it, because I think there's little black stickers you can get. Some I think work and some don't. But I don't know. I wouldn't wear them in certain places. I certainly wouldn't go into toilets, changing rooms. I wouldn't go anywhere near kids' playgrounds or anything like that wearing them. It's a no-no. But I wouldn't do that with my phone either. And we'll talk about these more and talk about whether I have any problems.
Right. Last one there. Patsy has put, we're off on 26th of February to the Caribbean, Discovery 2. A change for us this year as Voyager not in the Caribbean. We'll have a fantastic time, Patsy.
I've got to just say, though, be interesting to know if I had prescription glasses in these and I used these as my glasses, could they stop you wearing them?
They might ask you to put some tape over the camera. I don't know. But anyway, Jack Duckworth, it's time for us to rock and roll. Thank you, everybody.
I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's contributed with their comments, particularly on our Facebook page. I'm sorry if there's a lot of comments. I'm really, really behind with catching up at the moment, but I really appreciate everybody that takes the trouble to comment. So a big thank you.
Have a lovely evening, guys. We'll see you all very soon for our next live.
Hopefully we'll do a channel members live next Sunday, which will be the last one before our cruise, and hopefully we will bring you lots of content, hopefully some of it live during our time on MSC World Europa.
Thank you, everybody, and good night.
And Dan and Sarah, have a fantastic cruise, and anyone else due off on a cruise, happy cruising.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.